If you're going to be anything today, be your breath. Be the breath. I'm talking about the unknown at the moment because it's fascinating to me and I realise it's really taking me into me. Now, if I'm going to go into me, I always start with breath. To bring myself back to me, I start with breath. So let's do that first. Take a breath consciously, breathing in, feeling the breath, allowing the breath to be whatever it is, and then breathing out. Another breath in. And breathing out. One more time. In. And out. So when I say be the breath, our body really has become the guide, when really it's only a communicator. And when I say the body's become the guide, I mean that in the sense that the body becomes connected to choosing for us. We do have an awareness, a very strong awareness of what our body's telling us. If we hurt somewhere, if something's tight, if we're hungry, if we're achy, if we're tired, if we're awake, if we're overexcited, if we've got too much energy, too little energy, if we're bored, all of that. Our physical body gives us the communication of that first, and we listen. Now what that's doing is the body's connecting to a place of wisdom or knowledge, not wisdom, that comes from familiar, things that have already happened. So the body only knows what it knows through what it's already experienced. And if we're not conscious to our moment, we're letting our body use that experience to present what we are for our now and therefore predict our future. So if you consciously be your breath and allow your body to be that only, your breath is hugely communicative in how it presents you to you. If you're anxious, stressed, feeling unsafe, all of that, your breath increases, becomes shallower, faster. If you're relaxed, calm, easy, then your breath slows down. Now, you, inner you, can choose to work with your breath. But it's really interesting because if you're going to choose to do that, then you're going to have to do it from a place of knowing what you want. So you have to ask a question. But we want unknown in that question. So be the breath. Because out of every system in the body that communicates to you, the breath is the simplest, the easiest, and it wants you to stay alive, truly in its moment. You always easily and naturally will breathe and bring in the breath of what the body requires for its life force. So the breath is your aliveness. So be the breath. So let's do that for a moment. Close your eyes. Don't do this if you're driving. Obviously. So just comfortable and notice your breath. Don't change it. Don't do anything to it. Let your breath become your guide. Let it talk to you. But you're just observing it. It is being a part of you, but it's being the engine for the physical you. And it's that essential, wise, beautiful you that is observing. Like anything, if you give something attention, it becomes stronger. But if you give something attention, something else happens. It starts to want to work with you, alongside you. It wants to align with you. So, watch the breath. Notice it. And then if you want, consciously connect to it. Ask the breath to show you the space above, at the top of the inhale. So you want to stop and pause for a moment in that and be shown how that feels. And you're not going to have any idea, it's all unknown, but just how does the breath present this? So do that for a moment. And then thank the breath and ask it to show you the space at the bottom of the breath, the pause. So after the exhale, pause. And let the breath show you that space for 1 or 2 seconds. And that's where your conscious attention is on now. So when you ask for something, you're consciously saying, I would like that to be offered to me. And the breath is here for your aliveness, so it's going to show you and offer that. But that's all it knows. It doesn't know how it feels, what it should be feeling, what it should be doing. It's just doing life, actioning aliveness for you. You could say it's your lungs. It's all the organs saying they need oxygen. It's the body. Absolutely true. But I like to think of breath as life. And so our action to breathe is offering ourselves life in each moment. If you ever get stuck on, why am I here? What is my purpose? Well, your purpose is to breathe. First thing, that's it. Just breathe. Just keep breathing. A bit like Dory. Just keep breathing. So now you can consciously notice how the rest of the body, the physical body, has seemed to just disappear. just for a moment, the moment, each moment, while you consciously breathe. So notice your breath now and let it just go free and be what it wants to be. And as the observer, you might notice that it seems to have slowed down a little bit, relaxed into itself a bit more. Or it might have stayed exactly what it was from the beginning. So remember, the trick with this is not to become the breath. It's to be the breath. So you are observing. When we try to breathe a certain way, it can get really hard because we're trying to show the breath how we need it to be. That's difficult. So just be the breath. Let the breath be all you choose to be in that moment. So if you choose to meditate at all, which is highly valuable, I say 20 minutes if you're a calm person, if you're really busy and time poor, an hour a day. But this is the best and easiest way, for me anyway. Just be breath. Observe the breath. Play with the breath. And enjoy everything else that comes from that. Because while you are consciously being something, the choice, the breath, the moment, everything else moves into unknown because it no longer has your attention. So you're already existing in the unknown all the time with many things. So this is easy. You've just got to learn to not know, to observe, to let things be. But being is conscious, not unconscious. Hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great day. And remember to be your breath.